All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Talk Before You Run podcast. As y'all can see, Baker's back. Hi, Baker.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Baker.
You know,
After his
I
long,
had to make a
extensive
appearance.
vacation, he has returned
Yeah,
to us.
it here and there, here and there. Schedule kind of lining up, so figured I, stop by.
Yeah, he has finally returned to us. We're much appreciative that he's back. We're happy that he's back. Even though he doesn't ever text me back.
Uh, okay, like if
You
you were
called
to
out.
see, like Switch sends me so many TikToks that I get like between Travis and Switch and Butch, I get overwhelmed and I open TikTok and it says I have like 300 like
Yeah, but I don't even send
notifications
you
and I'm like,
TikToks. I was just talking about texting
All right,
me
my
in
time to
general.
shine. Let me spam him too.
Oh Lord.
oh man. But like I do text you back. I do like I know like our time zones are different. I know even with my own family it's hard because like 2 hours doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. I mean, like by the time you're eating, getting ready to and like I'll see people I'll see y'all go live or stream a little bit and I want to tune in, but like I said, internet out here is so bad that it's just hard. It really is. I message and chat, while y'all are streaming and it lags, so I barely even get to hear a response. So it's just I try to make my way through and I try to make my best to appear and keep in touch. But I really suck at communication when it comes to just texting and talking and stuff. When we're gaming and stuff, like, and I had this conversation with my girl. I did. It's not the same because she was like, "Oh, you can just text or call them. You act like you can't just text or call them." And I'm like, "No, I miss my friends. Like I do miss playing games with my friends. Like the interest that we had was games. We had time together. We talked. We had discussions over a headset. Granted, my dog just recently chewed up my headset like 3 days ago. Now I really don't have time with my friends. So, um, yeah, internet's so bad that I can't even hold a party out here to just talk to y'all. But I do miss, and I do try to make my greatest effort to keep in contact and keep y'all up to date and see how y'all are doing as well.
No.
But yeah, I made it a big deal that I miss my friends because it's not the same to just text or call or whatever. She's like, "Oh, you can just call them for 15 minutes and talk to them." No, it's not the same as me yelling at them on a fucking 6-man search and destroy. Okay.
I could definitely see where you're coming from. It is definitely not the same. It's like
Yes. So
it's like calling or texting. It's like having a ghost around. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of how, yeah, wait, yeah, okay. So Baker's ready to figure this one out. Okay, Baker's a
Okay,
little
hold
excited.
on. Your bridge was horrible. Let me try. That was a horrible bridge. Almost like the one in Denton, Texas, which is haunted by the devil, I believe. It's called Devil's Bridge.
Yeah, you got me
yeah,
beat there. I don't know nothing about that.
the one in
Really?
yes.
I lived in Denton, Texas.
I didn't.
So he's just supposed to know the history because you live there.
No. Okay, I've told Travis about this. He just doesn't listen to me. Ever.
Oh.
That is not true.
Mm-hmm.
I just have selective hearing, and I just select not to hear most of the time.
Mm.
Chris,
Anywho.
what did you hear? Have you heard of this Denton, Texas?
No, I've never heard of it before. I didn't
Actually,
know
I think it's called the Goat Man's Bridge. Let me double check.
I'm joking. I know where Denton is, but I've never heard of the particular bridge.
I know they got a lot of haunted places.
Yeah, it's called Goatman's Bridge.
See, look, you lied to us.
Travis?
Pineapple?
Hush.
I bet you explained it to him before. How did you lie about it and then not explain it before? So were your facts wrong before too to him?
Baker, what?
You just said you explained this to Travis, but he doesn't listen, but you don't know the facts to it? What did you explain to him?
Yeah, if you explained it to me as Devil's Bridge and not the Goatman's Bridge, then I'd be confused. She probably explained it to me as the
We-
Goat Man's Bridge, and that's why I was confused.
Probably.
Because I have heard that name
Because
before.
we also watched the Ghost Adventures episode on it.
I have heard that one before, Goat Man's Bridge.
Okay. So see, he does pay attention. How dare you? Give my man some credit.
We
He
got a
also doesn't
road.
remember what episode of Ghost Adventures we're on.
2. We're on 2. You think that we're on 3.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
If you say so.
Oh,
I'm
Anyways.
absolutely
I
positive.
can't talk about it right now because it's not part of the subject. But Travis and I need to, it's getting that time of year again. That
Hey,
season of
the first game's tomorrow. It's preseason though, so it's
It's okay though. It's okay. We'll see where we're at.
Football season.
Yes.
Football season. But we're talking about Ghosts today.
Yeah, we're talking about
Yeah,
ghosts. We're not talking about
exactly,
football.
Yeah,
Also, I will
that's it.
I will put this out there because I know sometimes it's been said, sometimes it hasn't, about how our little football escapades can go quite a little long. We're gonna try to work on that this year. We definitely don't want to go from these little hour, 45-minute hour podcast to 3-hour podcast.
As you say, I say we spend 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and throw it in an extra.
Yeah.
An extra 30 minutes. 15 to 30 minutes there. We don't have to get too into it. We kind of do what we did last time and see how things play out for the season.
Yeah, I feel like now, especially that we've done it, this will be 19 episodes now, almost 20 episodes. Now that we've gotten a little bit more established compared to where we were in the beginning, it's definitely gonna work to our advantage and not losing a lot of people whenever it comes to the whole football.
Yeah, because I know there was other sports that we were supposed to get into and stuff, but it doesn't. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't pique my interest enough to talk on it.
Well, that
Football.
was back whenever Sherm was still doing the podcast with us. I'm not into a lot of those other sports.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And it's fine, but me and you are what get carried away talking about football.
Oh yeah, I can get carried away about
So
talking
that's
about
what
football with anybody.
That's what I'm saying. So it's me and you mainly that have to keep these 30-minute,
We're gonna have to set us a timer so we'll know when to cut it off.
Yeah,
There you
and then or somebody will have to be the responsible one to cut in and abridge the next conversation or into that topic of the day.
So there's only one problem. Switch, you're gonna have to be that person.
Right.
That's the problem. That's why you don't have to.
Because Pineapple will get just into talking football just as much as the rest of us.
Right. I mean,
Ain't that right, Pineapple?
And I'm hoping.
I just want my bowl of peanuts.
Well, that ain't got nothing to do with football or ghosts.
Yes, it does, because football season means boiled peanuts no matter where you go.
No, boiled peanuts
Fresh
just
boiled
means
peanuts.
boiled peanuts just
And it
means
means
boiled
potato
peanuts
soup.
anywheres.
I was
Y'all
gonna say,
have
that's
weird
more of a-
football traditions.
I don't think that's anywhere else because that's not heard of here. And
It's nachos and wings during football season and pizza.
yeah,
In Alabama, it's boiled peanuts, different dips, potato soup, taco soup.
Yeah, but y'all are also the
Chili.
same ones that think Roll Tide makes sense.
Bitch, okay, you want to go for it?
Wrote that.
I mean, I was about to say the same thing.
Y'all got an
And we're
elephant.
supposed to be talking about ghosts. Shut up.
Y'all have an elephant and y'all's thing is Roll Tide.
It makes no sense.
And Auburn's is War Eagle, and they're a fucking tiger.
Yeah, I
Make
know.
that make sense.
My point exactly.
Because I don't. You know what? Shut the fuck up.
all right.
Oh,
Let's get
scary.
back to the ghost thing.
Scared.
Yeah, she's gonna haunt you in your dreams tonight. You better watch yourself.
You better stay out of my dreams, okay? Weird shit already happened in them.
Well, I can't help you
I'll
with that
just
one.
be there with a tennis racket, bonking you.
What do
A
you, I was
lot.
gonna say, what do you know? Serena Williams, like, what do you,
I'll
wanna-
use your head as a tennis ball.
I mean,
I
I'd
hope
probably
that's
just
a
wake up
dream
with
you
a
have.
headache.
He's gonna have a nightmare about that tonight. He's gonna tell us about it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be like, Pineapple, you were in my dream. And it's like, but you were the tennis ball.
Roro.
And I was just with the racket.
That would really be funny
Man,
if
why
one
are
of
you
y'all.
dreaming about my balls?
Oh.
Well, technically it was, Serena Williams, but whatever.
Same difference.
She was there yelling at the freaking river. Okay, leave me alone.
Oh Lord.
But yeah. Boo, Ghost.
Ah.
Oh my God.
But no, there are very many haunted places in Texas, so to say, and I guess that could be really said anywhere because I mean, boo, ghost everywhere,
I was fixing to say, if there's a ghost in one spot, there's a ghost in every spot. Question is whether or not somebody's seen him or not.
So here in Alabama, we have quite a few haunted places, and one of them that I really want to explore isn't far from me, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. It's a library that was, I don't remember exactly when it was built. I'll have to look that up. I just know it's super freaking old. And you can hear children laughing
That is scary.
when there's nobody in there.
Oh, that's even scarier.
Always children.
I want to go to like an abandoned asylum, like haunted asylum or something. I'd want
I'm
to go
down.
with the psycho.
I think there's one in
ghost.
Texas.
Of course,
we can
there's
do
one in
stuff like
Texas.
that, we'll just start doing like
We'll start doing the podcast from haunted places.
Yeah.
As I'm
I don't know
screaming
about
like a little girl running in the opposite direction, but that's
I was
beside
gonna
the
say I
point.
want to live stream and stuff like that. So like I would do more of like a what are they called? Like a, it's not a POV, but
Like a vlog, documentary.
vlog. I was gonna say a VOD, but that's more of like an uncut, like.
Let's just have a little segment of the YouTube channel as the ghost hunting.
I say October, we just have scary stories at the end or something.
Oh, we could do that.
I will do so much research.
We could do scary stories during October, the month of October for podcast.
We could do that. You want to know the scariest thing that happened in October?
You were born.
Travis being
I
born.
was born.
I knew exactly where I was going.
Oh, that's funny.
And-
I'm a Halloween baby.
Well, me too, though.
Yeah, I'm a Halloween baby, so it's always funny whenever my daddy tells somebody that, because then he'll go, "Well, we ain't figured out whether or not he's a trick or a treat yet." And I was like, "That's funny. We all know that I'm the trick and the treat."
I love your dad.
I love my daddy too. My daddy's the best.
But yeah, no, there's many places haunted in Texas that you hear about. Even just back home for me, there's a bunch of talk of even a railroad where you park your car and a bunch of kids that they push you off.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
They push you off the tracks, and then you can like see handprints.
If you put like talcum powder or baby
Yep.
powder on, yeah.
Yep, you can see
Yeah.
handprints so they'll push you off. It was something that had to do with like I don't know.
It was a school bus that got
it
hit
was
by a
school bus.
train.
Get stuck, get stuck on the rails.
Yeah, so even things like that, like that's the most like it's gonna be the most infamous one and stuff like that. But
And then there's always the Devil's Toy Box.
Yeah.
Which is actually here in Louisiana. Now, I don't know how true that one is, but there is the story about it.
And that's just this, like, there's.
You talking about the toy box from
That
Pinhead?
video, yeah. You remember the video that I showed you? Matthew Santoro was going, telling the story about it. Of the Devil's Toy Box. This couple that built a haunted house on their farm.
Oh, right. Yeah, no. So it's definitely not what I was thinking.
Yeah, that one, if I'm not mistaken, is based in, I want to say Ruston, Louisiana.
We can pull a Logan Paul and,
Yeah, I'm not
With
filming.
Suicide Force?
Yeah, I'm not filming people
I'm
that tell
saying, like,
themselves.
not. I said not. I'm not talking about filming it. But if
I
you
want to
really
go to the
wanna-
Suicide Forest, though.
Like, if you really want to feel something like that, it's kind of like, hey, those are angry and lost, souls there. Those are angry ghosts.
See, I've always had like
Like
the
me.
intrigue of ghosts, but I've always also been like wary of them because I can't fight a ghost.
Well, the thing is, it's like even my family will tell you, like I've dealt with paranormal stuff a lot, and it's like you can't seem to like think like people are angry enough to stay here to like torture other people. People are lost enough in a world that they don't know. It's just like they'll wonder, here, not realizing that they're dead sometimes.
It's people that can't let go of their life. Don't want to
And so,
accept the fact
like
that they're dead.
That's what
like
Hollywood would bring you to believe. Yeah.
I've
Oh
been
Lord.
I'm
I've been
sorry.
pushed. I
I'm
felt like
sorry.
force, like going like down the stairs one time, or like going up the stairs, pushed me back down the stairs. My mom's told me where she thought I was there at the house, and like she thought I came in from my grandma's and just
Wait.
walked in and sat on the couch because her room like kind of can see out to like very limited to the living room and kitchen, but she thought I walked by, and so did her boyfriend, and they thought I was just chilling there, and they walked like her boyfriend goes, "Hey, your son just walked in. You want to go say hi?" And she walked out there, and there was nobody out there, and they said they both went to go check, and they thought it was there. They called me, and they said, "Hey, where are you at?" I said, "I'm at grandma's." Why? They said, and I was actually on stream, at the time, and they said, "We just saw you walk in." Someone with like we just saw someone with long hair walk in, and then in the same house, my mom's boyfriend was. He said he was showering, and he watched the fucking shower go from fucking hot to cold, in the sense that he was just like taking a hot ass shower, and the next thing he knew it was cold, and he looked at it, and the knob was back to cold. And I'm like, man, I'm not even there. And it's like most of the time I deal with the paranormal stuff, but we did find out that like in the creek, like just where our house was built, because like where the drainage, we live in a little cul-de-sac, and the drainage that's right there leads to a little forest area that had a creek. Well, two little kids drowned in that creek.
And we all know creek water's cold, so maybe that's why they turn the hot water off.
Right.
Probably, but no, like it was just my brother. He said he took a picture one time and was gonna send it, and he realized that there was a shadowy figure standing over his shoulder behind him while he was on the toilet.
Hey, yo, I've been in that situation before. Well, not on the whole toilet thing, but you take a picture and not realize, and you go back and you look at that picture, and it's like, oh Lord, what is that?
Yeah, and you're like zooming in, and it's just blurrier as you get like
Look,
closer. And it's like, why is it like?
we used to have a habit of like tempting fate with stuff like that. So when I was younger, I would go sleep at my cousin's house, which he was older. He was an adult at the time. I was still, 15, 14, however old. But we'd go over there and we'd hang out and stuff like that. We'd go hunting in the woods and whatever. One night we lit a fire and we was all sitting there hanging out and stuff like that. And we was like, well, telling scary stories and whatnot. And we used to, they would dare me and my little brother to go do stupid stuff or whatever, like go walk to the edge of the woods without a flashlight or whatever. And now from the back of their house to the edge of the woods was, probably 150, 200 yards. So it's not like it was majorly far, but I mean, when you're a kid, that's a far
I
walk.
was doing about 2 football
Right.
fields.
Yeah. So one day we was out there and we was, like I said, we was having a fire, telling scary stories and stuff like that. And we decided, we was actually talking about how, like, your camera on your phone could pick up stuff like that. So we're sitting here and we're just taking pictures of the edge of the woodlawn. And we'd go stand out there and we was taking pictures standing out there and stuff like that, like of somebody, like if somebody be standing behind you or something. And in one of these pictures, we caught a face in the woods. And the creepiest part about it is the next day, his phone quit working. Like, I mean, just like that. His phone just quit working. So it started out like he took the picture and we're going back and we're looking at it. And then all of a sudden his camera wasn't working. So like we couldn't take no more pictures. So we didn't know what was going on with the phone. Well, come the next morning, he woke up and the phone wasn't working anymore.
Wow.
Like the whole phone just went kaput.
Yeah.
That's
See,
insane.
you catch some crazy things, especially like like hunting cams and stuff. Just sitting out,
Oh, you
just
can-
have them set up, and then like seeing things walk through woods. I don't know.
I've always lived by one very, very simple rule. Not just whenever it comes to ghosts, but when it comes to anything. If there is an urban legend, a myth, or whatever, there's always some kind of truth behind it. Because it's not somebody just sat there and came up with this off the top of their head. There's something that caused that to become a legend.
And that's what I say about like movies and stuff. Like, it's like the government and everything going on. Like, I feel like they feed us into movies. So I think so. Like paranormal stuff, sketchy, wouldn't think is real stuff exist because the idea of it had to come from somewhere.
You remember that movie Jeepers Creepers?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
With Justin Long.
No, not at all.
In the initial opening scene where they're flying down the road and getting passed
Chased.
by the truck and
Oh,
then
yeah.
them passing the house and everything. That was based off of a true story of a couple who were going through, and it was a serial killer who saw him and tried to run him off the road and stuff like that.
Yeah. Jeepers Creepers was, to me, in my opinion, 1 and 2 were like some of the best movies. Because it was like a horror movie, but not like what your typical horror movie was. It wasn't super gory and it wasn't like super jump scary, and it was just, I don't know. I found it was well balanced.
Right.
I
liked it.
I want a horror game that involves all of them. Like
kind of like a Kingdom Hearts of horror.
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
You just travel through worlds and
try to survive each one. Yeah.
We call it Kingdom Frights.
Yeah,
you'd get copyrighted for that one.
Maybe, I don't know.
But like that, or even I would even accept like a Mortal Kombat style but like a more advanced, not just that like side view that they give you, like a more advanced, fighting, a more gruesome, just an intense horror fighting game.
Like a Dragon Ball Z Zenmodium, whatever that latest one is, where it's like the 3D. It's not just the side view; it's get the 3D fighting.
Yeah, and I guess in the sense like, I don't know, it would be cool to just cover the like who would win in a fight thing, and it just like emulates, I guess, fights that would happen between the two.
Yeah. Well, they've got a movie with Jason and
Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah,
but there was no definitive winner of that.
Yeah,
true.
So
you can't kill a nightmare.
Tiny surprise guest.
What's up, tiny surprise guest?
Ellie, you say hi. She said, "No, I'm looking at the screen."
Oh well,
so
that's
if you
fine.
hear the random surprise guest may make a noise every once in a while. So
sounds good. That random little surprise baby's always welcome.
yeah.
But
smiling.
No, as far as Freddy versus Jason, there was no definitive winner of that. Jason can't be killed, and Freddy's a nightmare. How do you kill a nightmare? With La La Land dreams, somebody's gonna have another nightmare eventually.
Yeah,
there's a study.
and like he the fear that he feeds off of, you know.
No.
So
There's a study that alcohol and marijuana inhibit dreams.
I'll tell you right now that ain't true, because
I was going to say I don't drink alcohol or smoke the marijuanas, and I don't dream.
Mm.
and I smoke some marijuana, and I definitely be dreaming.
Well, I dream every now and again, but it's for the most part I
It's
don't dream.
reduced. I mean, granted, it is reduced, and I
I've
don't mean to
been
bring it
doing
up,
all
but this
that whole
kind of goes
life.
back to what we were talking about earlier. Like, it's why, everything is reduced when I
Actually,
smoke.
if you really want to get technical, you dream every night,
Yeah.
but you don't
Yeah.
always remember it.
Well,
No, there's dreams where there's times where your brain just doesn't.
I don't because I wake up right before REM sleep to roll over because I'm
Yeah, I was
uncomfortable.
gonna say,
But
I get too
for
scared to
most
get
people, yeah,
into.
that's true.
I do get it. I do get, like, my anxiety doesn't allow me to get too deep in my sleep. Like, like, alarm clocks trip me out.
Yeah, but that's just it. That's where the thing is. Everybody thinks you got to be deep in sleep in order to dream, but that's not true. As
I
soon
mean,
as
you
you
have to go.
close your eyes and fall asleep, you start dreaming. Because
Only if you're in REM sleep.
Yeah,
no,
there's
your
you have to reach a
brain
certain
doesn't
state of mind.
stop. Your brain doesn't stop firing. You can't remember your dreams because
It
you don't
doesn't.
enter your REM sleep.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
it
not
doesn't mean
vivid
it's
enough for you to
creating it.
remember it.
But it's not creating a dream. I mean, there's times where you don't dream at all. Like, you really just don't. Because there is times where you have a dream and you're like, I know I had a dream. I remember the dream. I know what it was about, but I can't remember details. I don't remember who, what, when, where, or, you know.
You
Because,
ever
like,
have a dream of just blackness? Just there's
yeah,
nothing?
yeah,
You were there, but there's nothing else there, and
yeah.
that's it?
No.
There's sometimes you're not even there. Like,
Yeah.
you're looking
Yeah.
from your eyes out, and it's just nothing. You
Yeah.
can't even see your hands in front of you.
Exactly.
I have had the cliche nightmare though of going to school without any clothes on.
See, I've never had the nightmare of going to school without clothes on, but I've always had the nightmare of going back to school, like getting contacted. Hey, by the way, you didn't actually finish. You have to go one more year.
I have had dreams like that too, but it's really the handful of times that I've had the dream that I didn't have no clothes on while I was in school. I was sitting at my desk and I had clothes on. And then all of a sudden I look down and I ain't got no clothes on. I'm like, well, this is
I
awkward.
can see my pecker.
I can see. See, joke's on you because I can't see that motherfucker even whenever I ain't got no clothes on. Oh, that's beside the point though.
But yeah, no, yeah, I've had some pretty trippy and scary dreams because, like,
Yo, I've
I
had like
have
some
to be
really
at
random
school.
ass dreams that made no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, I've
That
had
like each frame of this dream never correlates with what I was dreaming right before it.
that.
But
You ever have a
I can't
reoccurring
even
nightmare?
remember. At one point in time, I can't remember exactly what it is, but I used to have a reoccurring nightmare that happened every single night for
I
Oh,
have
like the span
I
of
have
like
one
2
that still
months.
taunts. I have one that taunts. Like, it's the same thing, and I think what it has to do was when I was a kid, I was left. My grandma left me at my mom's house thinking someone was there, and no one was there, actually.
Home Alone.
No, like, I was outside. I was locked out of the house. My grandma left, and I was
Oh,
probably
rip.
about 5 or 6, maybe. I don't know. I was young. Like, and I remember chasing her car, trying to chase her down to say, "Hey, nobody's here." Like, I was running, like, waving my hands. And so as I
Oh,
grew
yeah.
up, like, I have dreams of things that happen along that, like, street that I was running down. You know,
Yeah.
and like, sometimes it's me chasing, someone, and I'm cutting through, like, the backyards and through other people's stuff and whatnot, trying to take a shortcut and catch whoever I was. But other times it's like me chasing them and never catching them, just slowly getting away.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
haven't had that dream in a long time, but
I
probably
used to
like
have a
year.
reoccurring dream kind of like that, but it wasn't just like that. It was really more everybody turned their back on me and left.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And
And
that
no matter
one used
how
to
much
fuck
you
me
try
up.
to call for them, they never turn around.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yep. That is caused by abandonment issues.
All right.
See,
Well,
I've
my-
learned
I
that.
didn't need to know that because I didn't need to know that I had abandonment issues to add on top of all the rest of the fucking problems. No, I.
She's over here
Anyways, I'm stealing the
diagnosing.
spotlight.
my reoccurring
Time for
dream.
pineapple story time.
Oh, pineapple story time.
Okay, so you may or may not. She might cry. Ignore her. She's being a butt right now. My niece is in the room for everyone in the podcast. Her name is Ellie, so if you hear her cry, please. I will probably mute for a second and give her back to her mom. When I lived in Denton, Texas, our apartment complex had warned us that our apartment, being as close as it was to the public train, it was a passenger train that went through Denton, that recently the last tenants were a family of 3, a little girl, a little boy, mom and dad. Well, they had to move out because the little girl decided to take the train with her mom and decided she'd stand on the ledge and fell right as the train was coming. You obviously know what happens when a train comes and you fall on the track.
Mm-hmm.
So
the
they warned
picture.
us. It's been a little sketchy ever since. When they moved out, things would move, this and that. It made no difference to me because when we lived in South Dakota, our houses were built, the house that we had bought was built over an Indian burial grave. I used to see a very tan man in a loincloth stand in the middle of my living room looking very angry. My bio mom never liked that when I told her I saw the man again. But when we moved there, we thought we kind of, got away from it. But as the days passed when we lived there, things would move. My toys would be in the middle of our little tiny dining room, which they were always in my room, and my door was closed throughout the night. So how they got there, I don't know.
It was me.
So my brother used to say that he would whisper into the phone when I'd call him because we were separated. I would tell him that my things moved again. He'd go, "It was me." I'm like, "Please stop. It's not funny." Well, one night I had a friend over and we were giggling and laughing and we heard a third little girl giggling. And we looked at each other and we're like, "It's got to be my bio mom. It's got to be her mocking us giggling." I open the door. It's dark. I don't see my bio mom. I don't see my stepfather. I was like, okay, whatever. We continue giggling, laughing, and my mom comes barreling out of her room, slams open my door, and says, "Why in the hell are y'all in the kitchen?" It's like, "We're obviously in here." "What do you mean?" She goes, "There's pots all over the floor. There's the pantry's been raided. It looks like somebody has been in the kitchen." I said, "No, ma'am. We've been up here." And she goes, "Well, come here." The lights were still off. And as we went down the hallway, we could see a little girl standing in the middle of the kitchen.
See, that's when I'm just retiring.
Yeah.
Did you say
I
hi or
looked-
anything? It's kind of rude. I mean,
Okay, again, I was in the 6th grade. I was a dumbass little kid. I thought somebody had come through, because we're on the 1st floor, somebody had come through the balcony. You tell them. Through the balcony. Again. Because we did have that happen once. Somebody came into our balcony and stole my mom's cigarettes and then tried to enter the house. I thought they had left it unlocked and a little girl just wandered in. So I look at my mom, she looks at me, I look at the girl and go, "What are you doing?" And it's almost like she never was there because all of a sudden, whoop, gone. No fading, nothing, just gone. Blink, gone. So
You upset her
after
because you
that,
didn't offer her ramen noodles.
probably. So after that, it was quiet for a while. Like, it was normal. The house felt fine. Well, when my daddy came to get me to take me dress shopping because we were going on a cruise and I had no fancy dresses and he he wanted to treat me. I had gotten 2 new knee length dresses, like formal dresses for the formal dinners. And so I brought them home. I hung them on my closet door. One night, one of my dresses just kept swaying. Mind you, I mean, my fan was on, but it wasn't enough to move a poofy, knee-length formal dress by itself. You have to really grab that thing and shake it to get it to move. It was thick.
Yeah, when I wear dresses, I usually got to shake them too.
You mean dress shirts? Because any dress on you would be a shirt.
Well, it's hard to find,
Fucking
but
Goliath.
if I can get them really really long, like wedding gown dresses, it'll go down to my knees.
I was literally gonna ask, what's even size dress would you get? Like,
Jumbo.
like I don't even like. I feel like your dresses would have to be like custom made.
Yeah, they probably
Big and
would,
tall.
at least for length.
Yeah.
Probably. Most definitely, actually. That's why the tailors, whenever I was in high school and I would go to these dances and you had to dress all formal, I'd always rent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd always rent, and they always hated it because they always had to
Because they'd
order
have to-
something new. I had one of them told me one time that I'd have to buy it because they was ordering new. So I just walked right next door to the next one. They was like, "Yep, we'll order it for you."
Oh shit! I just remembered something.
Okay.
Travis knows this. My biological mother decided she would croak herself, and because we don't say that on podcasts. I'm not entirely sure if it was a croak herself or what's that fucking sound?
I don't know.
What's that? What's the stupid like? It's not that sound, Ellie.
She's
The sound
our
of like
buzzer.
the murderers with the knife.
Oh yeah.
That. If she either croaked or when I first found out she was a goner, another one bites the dust.
Another one bites the dust.
Nothing was off about it. I mean, normal morning and whatnot. Well, when right before I had received a part of her ashes, I say it's her big toe, because it's a tiny vial. I was in my grandfather's bathroom because fancy, the old man has his own full bathroom.
Nice.
Bastard. So I went to go use his bathroom because my brother was hogging ours and wouldn't let me come pee while he took a shower. I had to pee so bad. So I barged into my poppy's room. And I was like, I gotta pee. He goes, baby, I got a bathroom. Use it. And I was like, hell yeah. So I went into his bathroom and I was taking a video for Cade, and I actually have that video. I gotta pull it up again.
Is
I was taking a video of it
podcast
because
safe?
yes.
Okay, sorry.
It might take me a moment to find it again because, again, I just randomly remembered it.
Switch.
Well, she said video for Cade in the bathroom, and I'm thinking, oh boy.
Okay, I'll tell you why I took a video. My Poppy's bathroom is woodland themed.
Yeah, but you said it was for Cade.
What's your
so-
comment? What's your comment, Ellie? Tell him. Yeah, you stop making noises as soon as I get close to you. So it's woodland themed. There's river rock. That's his backsplash to his sink is river rock. There's shotgun shells for his curtain hangers.
Nice.
Like, it's really cool. So I took a video to show Cade because I love my Poppy's bathroom. I think it's cute. Like, there's deer antlers and shit in there. It's neat.
Right.
So I was taking a video, and Cade and I just got done talking about my biomom. In the video, I did not say a word. All I was doing was showing him the bathroom. Wasn't going to explain nothing, just was quiet because it was 2 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to sit there and talk in my Poppy's bathroom at 2 o'clock in the morning. One, because it's echoey in there, and even though he's deaf, I have respect. When I sent it to Cade goes, "What did you say in it?" And I said, "I didn't say anything." He goes, "No, you said something." And I obviously argued back, "No, the fuck I didn't." Let me see if I can find it real quick. But when I played back the video, it's right here somewhere. Where the hell is it?
It's on your phone.
Somewheres.
Somewhere right here.
You can hear somebody talking in the video. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. My parents are asleep. My grandfather's asleep. I'm the only other female around. And you hear a female speaking. Where is it? Is it this one?
Maybe.
No, it's not that one. I'll find it eventually. Just give me one moment. And this, well, I'll play it for you in a second. While I'm looking for it, I'll keep explaining. I went to show my Poppy it, and I had to turn it up really loud. And my Poppy goes, "You know who that sounds like?" And I was like, "Who?" And he goes, "It sounds just like Amy, my bio mom." Really? Tell me about it.
I thought the
She's got a
video was
lot to say
playing.
today.
Yeah, me too.
No,
I
that's
was
her.
listening.
No, Ellie's got a lot to say apparently today. Got anything else to say, Boo Boo?
She decided she wanted to be
Got any more comments?
a full-fledged podcaster today.
Great.
I guess so. She really is. She's talking a storm up.
So what did this voice say?
I'm really trying to find the video because I want you guys to listen to it before I even tell you what it says, what I think it says. I wish I could find it. Where the frick is it? Where am I at? There it is. Did it even play through the fucking mic?
Very, very, very loudly, actually.
Really? I am so sorry. But did you hear it?
Oh, I heard
I have to
static.
turn that back down.
Yeah, all I heard was static too.
I
Okay.
thought it was like an air dryer.
His fan was on.
Nope.
I might have to just send it to Travis.
We'll
He might
send
be
it-
better off.
It's because it's trying to go through the mic.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
may have a better time with that. But it sounds like my bio mom saying "my baby,"
The
which
most
when
anticlimactic video.
shut up.
We waited and
It, but
waited, and I was
no, okay. So it literally, I'm just turning around, and it sounds like the air in the room is sucked out. Mind you, the fan was on.
yeah, that's what
Like
the fan
the
does.
upper.
Kind of like
No, like it literally got silent, and then all of a sudden you hear "my baby" in a whisper.
Hmm.
Ellie, did you find your hands, baby? She's about to fall asleep. But I sent it to Travis. I'll probably put it in the Discord, if anything.
Yeah,
I don't know how to play it through the mic without it being too loud. Ooh, somebody's angry.
Let's see. Let me listen to it. Okay, I could definitely hear it now. Can y'all hear it?
Yeah, you can hear. I'll have to put it in the Discord. Ellie, do you want to? Ooh, she just bonked the hell out of my mic.
Mhm.
Normally, she'd cry if that happens.
Did y'all hear it?
No.
No, Pineapple didn't stop talking, but
Oh,
yeah, send it in the Discord because you could definitely hear it in the video.
let's see if I can put it in the Discord. Ellie apparently wanted to say something as well.
If not, I could just send it to y'all on Snapchat, or you could send it to them on Snapchat. You got them both on Snapchat.
I think I do, but I put it in the Discord just so, like, in case anybody else joins the Discord to want to see it. I mean, his bathroom's really cool, so you get a cool view of my Poppy's bathroom.
Mm.
If you see a spider, ignore it.
Yeah,
It's a spider. Ignore it.
So all of this ghost talk and stuff like that. There was one thing that was mentioned right before we started this podcast.
Switch.
I
Explain.
need an explanation, and that's what we're gonna end this podcast on: is Switch's explanation. Now that we've done, told our little ghost stories,
About ghosts and everything. Alright.
I need this
Alright.
explanation.
So I'd mentioned that it's in the Bible, and Baker had mentioned where. Well, I found out where. I did my research a little bit. I
I
just
didn't
wanted
ask
to.
where. I said which version.
Oh, that's right. My bad. I'm sorry. Well, I got the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
So
which version of the Bible?
the one you read, I guess. I don't know.
The one with
I don't
words
read
in
any
it.
of them because
The one that has the
the
66
author
books.
keeps changing.
The King James version.
Well,
Actually,
there's King
technically,
James.
they all have 66 books.
Right. I don't. Yeah, I think they all. Exactly. So anyway, spirits and mediums. Another way that Satan misleads people is through mediums. A medium is a person who is able to receive messages directly from the spirit world. A great many people, including mediums themselves, believe that these mediums came from spirits of the dead, so ghosts, ghouls, and whatnot.
Those
But
goblins.
but
No,
as
the
we have
spooks.
seen from the Bible, in this is impossible because of Ecclesiastes, however you pronounce that book.
Bro, I thought you
Uh,
were having a seizure, my guy.
right?
I can't.
No, no,
I'm
I don't
sorry.
know how you pronounce it because, like I said, I'm not 100% religious. I just my beliefs are my beliefs, and they're separate.
No.
But Ecclesiastes 9, 5, and whatever. I think it's chapter 9, verse 5. For the living know that they will die, but the dead know nothing at all, nor do they have any more reward, because all their memory of them is forgotten. Also, their love and their hate and their jealousy have already perished, and they no longer have any share in what is done under the sun. So, in other words, once you die, you're gone forever. You're not coming back as a ghost. And if anybody says, "Oh yeah, I can talk to your grandparents because they're a ghost," they're talking to demons.
So you're telling me that you read in a book, and that's why?
I mean, that makes sense.
In the sense of there's hell and heaven, I guess, in this book.
No, there's not.
Because if you can't, if you don't have a heaven, you can't have a hell, and if you don't have a hell, you don't have a heaven, right?
No, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. There is no hell in the Bible. That is a pagan misnomer. It's a scare tactic to bring people to the Bible. Because if you're not saved, you're going to go to hell, and hell is a bad place, and you don't want to be there. Hell is a bedtime story to scare little children.
No, but I mean, I don't really like. I don't care. I mean, I've bled out on a hospital table, and from my point of view, it looked like I was staring at myself and my family in a waiting room.
So are you
know?
saying that? Wait, I got lost in this conversation. Are you saying that hell is not in the Bible?
Right. It's not like a place.
It was the devil. It was punished, and
It's not a place that we go. when we die.
Where demons created.
Right. Okay. So
Demons are created in hell,
is hell
and they're
real? What
said
is
to
hell?
believe
According,
lost souls.
according to
What?
the Bible.
You know what? This would be the perfect topic for the next podcast is religion and the beliefs.
So this is the thing: is we said we'd stay away from.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we're starting to push the envelope a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well, as far as like the Bible, like I'm just like me and Switch have point of views as far as
Right.
like what the like where do these why is there no ghosts or why ghosts don't exist? And I'm
no,
trying
they
to get at
exist. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just saying that they're not what everybody thinks they are. A
they're
ghost is
supposed to be
not
demons or whatever.
exactly. It's trickery from the deceiver.
From the
So
deceiver.
basically, what he's saying is,
Yeah.
is there's no actual distinguishing of a ghost. That is just a demon portraying themselves as being somebody that you would see as a loved one or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, in the sense that's fair to attract you as a
Away from the
Essentially a
truth of the word.
mimic.
Yeah.
yes, and that's understandable. But at the same time, like you know, a miracle happens, and everybody's like, you know, sent by an
Yeah.
angel.
Define a miracle.
I mean, somebody
Yeah,
survives
that one
something.
took a left
Something.
turn, and I'm a little lost on that one.
No, but
About the miracle
I don't
part?
know where
or-
that one.
I'm saying like, um, you saying like the like ghosts are just demons, but like everybody's always and what's an angel when people are like I see an angel saved me or you know
An angel's an
how is
angel.
that but like they always like a loved one that passed on is what I saw is what I'm getting at. Like they're always like so how can just sit there and say
It's the same thing. It's just vice versa of one another. So a demon will portray themselves to be a loved one in order to get you to
to
feel
persuade you in their
Stray.
direction.
to persuade you in their direction to feel the sorrow of it and stuff like that. People who die or are close to death or something like that may be seeing an angel, or it may actually be their loved one. I don't know. I can't distinguish. Get into that as far as the difference of. I mean, it may be, but it's to show you what's waiting for you, but it's to basically tell you it's not your time.
So demons do good things to persuade you in their direction.
It's not just
Under,
demons do bad things in order to persuade you to do bad, to feel
Demons
sorrow within yourself.
then you're
demons
sitting
are
there saying that's
basically
what ghosts
angels.
practically are
All
are
right.
demons.
Demons and the deceiver are still angels in a sense. They're
Fallen
fallen, but they're
angels.
still angels. Yeah,
I
exactly.
know they're fallen,
But
but that's what I'm.
so they still have the same abilities that they had before. The word angel just means messenger. So that's all angels were. They were
Yeah, we're
messengers. And
messengers of God, pretty much.
right.
And
So whenever these fell, they're pretty much like satellites. They're still satellites. They're just not connected to the main grid.
so, but there's also warrior angels, I guess, in a sense, right?
There's
Archangels.
I guess, but like, I'm saying, like,
they take many forms. They didn't ever specify. They only specified that they took many forms.
so you're sitting here saying that only ghosts can be demons, then?
No,
A
I'm
majority,
saying
a big
ghosts
bunch of them would be.
are not left behind souls from dead people. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying ghosts are
So people just go to, I
The
guess,
funny part about it
investigate.
is, like, so the ancient Greek word, which is where the word demon actually comes from. The meaning of it is actually
Everything comes from Greek.
a spirit or divine power.
hmm which is basically the same as a angel because they are the same thing. They are not meant to be worshipped at all. They even said so. One of them even said so to some
Yeah.
dude in the Bible. I don't know who it was or where it was. I'd have to do more research on that.
I'm not trying to like get too into it as far as like I'm just trying to understand like the ghost thing.
Yeah. So
In the sense of where do like you said, there's no lost souls or anything, whatever, for
right.
when we die. So then what? Because like I said, I've stared at myself while I bled out on a hospital table and looked at standing over myself and looking at my family. I don't know how through a wall of them sitting in a waiting room.
Doesn't mean you were a ghost.
I didn't say I was a ghost, but you said there's nothing after.
You weren't dead
So,
though. You may have been what's called legally dead, but you weren't dead
I
in
was.
the eyes of God. Because if you were dead in the eyes of God, then you wouldn't have come back unless you were Jesus.
I mean, I actually got told that the other day. Fuck.
Well, you're
No,
not.
straight up, the kid across the way goes, "You look like Jesus," and runs off. And granted,
That's
yes,
funny.
my hair has grown, but like, and then his dad was like yelling for us, and he's like, "Don't say that, get over here." And my girl laughs at me because like the thing is, and like I don't mean to offend anybody or take this the wrong way. I don't have those kind of beliefs. I don't believe in like God and devil and things like that. What I believe in is whether there's or like more or less like life after death, or
There is,
maybe we
just not
already,
for the dead.
yeah, but like I'm just saying like because even after that there, I mean, I don't care. We were nothing before, we weren't in existence before, we don't know anything before, we have no knowledge before we're born besides what we're taught and what we learn. Other than that, there's no memories created, their brain heck can't process anything that we've personally been through. So after death, that's pretty much the same thing. There's nothing there. The existence of you and other people's memories there, but you have no memories. You take nothing with you, and so that's what I'm saying is I don't have the oh, you go to heaven or you go to hell if you're good or bad. I have the I'm here to do my time and check out. Whatever happens happens because I'm here and now. You know, so like I don't fall under the atheist or the Christians or whatever. I fall under. I'm just here.
Right.
It's not like I have a certain belief. It's like, you know, I'm
Yeah.
just here.
I mean,
But
I believe that there is a God and stuff like that, and I believe in the Bible, but I don't believe that I should have to, you
devote
know, right, devote my life to
praise
living
and
the
yeah,
way. I mean, sure, it's
a
got
church. A
good,
church would have you feel you're supposed to live.
right. The
You
Bible
know,
is a good place to look morally, but I don't think it's. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I'm too lazy to read it myself all the way through.
you
Yeah,
don't
see,
even
I've read through the Bible more times than I can count.
see, and that's just is like I don't even I don't like I said I don't believe it, but I in my car there is a Bible because my brother got it from jail, and he said he found like God in jail.
I didn't know he
And I
was
said,
missing.
well, yeah, well, that's why I say I and
He
you like
is
commented on
missing
the prayer.
in some
I
people's lives.
I'm
I
being
commented
facetious.
on
I'm
the
sorry.
prayer, and I know you all heard it. I said find a God,
Yeah,
but like find God, I guess,
yeah,
because it's just I don't have that, you know. Yeah, okay, we're made up of atoms and particles and all that stuff, and we come from this planet was created from clumps of rock,
No, you're not gonna start
floating in.
telling me that you believe in like Scientology.
So no, but I'm saying I believe in what I know and what's here, not
You believe
the
in the physical aspect of everything, not the spiritual.
yeah.
yeah.
Well, even at that, like I'm on a different level, but now I'm not sitting here saying that there's a man in the clouds just floating around, watching over everything we do, or there's a guy with the pitchfork waiting for me to fuck up. I'm just here. I'm human. I make mistakes. I mess up. And I'm not gonna sit here and torture myself over things that I've done and I'm not proud of.
Yeah.
You know,
And the thing with it is who knows, 10 years down the road it might be a completely different story you're preaching.
and that's what I mean. It to me, it's never been that there's nothing more and nothing less than what was before we were born, which to me it was nothing. I didn't know anything before my life, so I don't really care what in the aspect of what comes after. I mean, I guess for loved ones and stuff like that, yeah. But I'm not sitting here saying spend thousands of dollars on putting me in the ground or trying to preserve my body to where in the future, they can bring people back to life. But that's another story. Um,
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
want to be a part of that.
I'm just not about to do any of that. I'm not about to. Well, I leave like you leave from one state, go to another, and come back home to that state. It's completely different, and it feels weird. Could you imagine 1,000 years just being like? No. Oh man, who's president? What's a president?
He's a robot. AI done took over everything. But and going back to that and everything, like I said, I mean, you may feel that way now. Switch may feel his way now. Pineapple may feel her way now. I may feel my way now. 10 years down the road, we may all feel different about all of this. I grew up in the church. I believe wholeheartedly in the Bible and Jesus. I do not go to church nowadays, and that's on me.
I'm on the same page as Travis.
I know my daddy's disappointed in the fact that I don't. Daddy, I'm sorry. I know you're going to listen to this. I apologize if I'm letting you down in that aspect of my life. 5 years from now, it might be a whole different story. I live in the present, just like you
I was
said,
gonna say
Beaker.
I don't plan.
Yeah, just like you said, you're living in the
I
present. You're living in what you can see. I live in the present, and I do still have my faith. Switch
Yeah,
lives in the
and I don't. I
present, and
don't.
he
I'm not
has.
knocking anybody for.
Yeah, no. It's not a knock towards anybody. I've always believed. I mean, if you believe in what you believe in, I believe in what I believe in. We'll sit here and discuss it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can, and I'm never one to sit there and try to shove my belief down and trying to shove my perspective to you to try to. I never been that type, and that's why I don't talk about my beliefs or I don't talk about politics. I don't care in the aspects because that's about one of the only differences we've ever come across in our
Yeah, and
like
then like to
8
me
years of
and
friendship.
yeah, and to me and to Switch and the Pineapple, I mean, what everybody believes in, it don't make a difference. I
And
like
so
sitting here talking about this kind of stuff with y'all because it opens my eyes
Yeah.
and my perspective to what it is that y'all see, and vice versa.
Right? And we're not
yeah,
sitting here arguing about it either.
yeah, it's an actual discussion rather than what whose beliefs are right or whose point perspective is right, and that's just is like for me, I've I've been looked at differently all the time, or as somebody that just cares about, like I said, like atheist or the devil only, and it's like no, like I don't believe in either or. I just believe I'm here. You know, I can see myself. I can breathe the air. I can feel it. I can, it's just there. I'm here, and in the weird aspect, you sit there and you're like, you look at yourself and you're like, what the heck? I'm here. Like this is. We get less than 100 years here. Some of us get a little more, but this is life. You're here, and then you're not. It's never again, never exists. Everything you created here, that's it. It's taken away.
But
No matter
that's
how hard you
why,
work, no matter how rich you are, no matter who you saved or what you've done, you face death, and there's nothing that goes with that. And
yeah,
that's just the way I've always believed. I mean, and people will take their beliefs to their graves, and some people will change. They find a different belief. They find something to believe in. And I've grown up very, very terribly in the aspect of, man, my life's so bad. how can I believe there's somebody looking out for me, somebody wanting what's good for me, or wanting better for me, or me to just hold on to believe that somebody beyond what's here cares enough to save me. It always felt like this is all I've ever, and even now I tell myself, like, damn, all I have is myself. Like, I'm really, really the only person that I rely on myself, like, as far as for my mental health and things like that. Like, I just tell myself, like, and even in bad situations, like, I'm the only one that can get me out of this right now, or find some kind of way to. And in that aspect, it has caused me to not want to ask for help throughout life, because I've never grown up, I've never gotten it. And it's weird, and I feel gross and asking people for help. And it's like, and others that are good people have shown me time and time again that it's okay, and I don't have to be afraid to ask for help. And so I sit there and I believe, yeah, if you have a belief and you believe in someone, and that belief allows you to be a good person morally, and the aspect that you want to be a good person for yourself and for the things you believe in, then fine. I'm not going to knock you as a person, because that's who you are. Your belief doesn't define you, your character does. And like I said, as long as you're not one of those ones that shove it down someone's throat and make it all your personality, then I don't mind it. Like, I don't, but I've been to the whole church thing. I've done the whole, trying to find God, and I found myself in situations where I was hoping I could, and I've been down on my knees, hands, you know, and begging and pleading to get me out of situations that took years for me to just finally say I had to do it myself. It was never nothing bad ever happened to bad people. It was good things or bad things happened to good people, and bad people got away with bad things. So,
And unfortunately, that's how life is. But there's always one thing that I've always said, and I will continue to say to the day that I die. Because, like I said, I mean, of course, we just discussed it. Y'all know how my beliefs are. I was told one time, and it was something that's always stuck with me, and it was always that if God brought you to it, He could bring you through it. I've always heard that. These obstacles that you go through in life are put in front of you to make you stronger, to strengthen your faith, and some people it might go their entire life and they may never realize that. Some people they might go half their life and realize it. Some people might learn it at a young age and stick with it. Some people might learn it and then lose it. But as people like all of us sitting in here right now, I don't believe that anybody should look down upon somebody else because of their beliefs.
Right. Or for any other
yeah,
reason.
I
yeah,
can
we're
sit
all human.
here.
We're all. I mean, yeah. Granted, you make terrible decisions. Yes, as a human being, you can be terrible and looked down on.
I think the only people who should be able to look down on other people are people like Travis who are 6 foot tall.
Yeah, but that's another different kind of looking down. Wrong kind of looking down, Switch.
I
But
know.
so like I just like I said, I don't believe in looking down upon somebody because once again, me growing up in the church, the things that my daddy does, because I have like the utmost respect for my daddy and everything it is that he does. He's the perfect example of the things that my daddy does to help other people who aren't in the church, but he does it in order to try to help them find their faith and then stay strong in his faith as well. It's just it's kind of hard
Yeah.
for me to explain. This would be one of like the
No,
perfect times for my daddy to be in here because he'd be able to explain it to you easily. But
it's understandable, because like I do have, like, my mom's good friend of, I mean, like 20 plus years. He's a strong believer in God. He donates most of his check, you know, to the church, to profit the church and help out, like, with charities that they do, and like giving back. And he's very strong in believing in that stuff, and he's always pushed for it for me. And he was actually the first person to take me to church, and he was actually one of the first people to show me that there are good people. You know, he cared for my mom without expecting anything from her. So it was weird as in a family, in a household that I grew up in, to see that kind of stuff from a male aspect. You know, and it was because he was a strong believer in his faith. Like, so.
And finding good people in this world nowadays is one of the hardest things that you can do.
Exactly. That's why my group is y'all guys, and that's about it.
I will say that when it comes to y'all, Butch, like my daddy, the gentlemen that I work with, you know, that is like the very small group of people compared to these millions of people out there that,
there's
you know,
billion,
you can
8 billion people.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just talking about like in my general area. There's millions of people that I could come across. But yeah, in general, in the world, there's what 6+ billion people in the world, 3+, however many it is.
I think it's at 8 or 9 now.
Oh Lord, have
at
mercy. So 8 billion people in the world, and I've only ever come across a handful of people that I can sit here and genuinely call good people.
And so that's why the whole thing is I don't go out looking for them. I just let myself feel for that, you know.
And not only that, it's not that a lot of these people aren't good people. Some people just need a push in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that's more or less what it is. And people don't find themselves that if they never do, they never go the right direction, you know.
Yeah, well, some people never even get the chance to.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. Some people at an early age makes the wrong choices that impacts their life to. And now this is being outside of the religion part of it, because at any point in time in your life you could find religion, but outside of the religion part of it, there's things that you could do in your life that'll screw it up, and you'll never get it back.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point in time, the only thing you can do is fall back on religion.
That's why most people in prisons fall back on religion. They find it in jail, or they find it because they feel like they've done everything they have, and the only person they can feel that will, you know, change them or accept them for what they have done, you know, is that religion, is that faith, and they believe that will help them become better as a person.
It's not. I don't. I mean, maybe some of them they think that that's what it is, but a lot of them they grew up like a lot of people grow up in these broken households and, you know, in the wrong neighborhoods and stuff like that, and then they get involved at a young age and stuff that they shouldn't. They never got the chance to be involved in the church, and unfortunately they end up in prison. In prison, some of them will go into, because they got the Bible studies and stuff like that, and the programs in prison, they'll do it just for something to do, and then they'll end up finding their faith and growing in their faith in prison.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, go ahead, Switch.
Well, I was about to say that brings up the whole subject of nurture versus nature. Because not everybody, just because you grew up in a bad neighborhood, doesn't mean you're going to be necessarily a bad guy in that situation. But there's been stories of people who getting out of the hood. There's also been stories of people who were living high and lush life, becoming the bad guy, criminals and whatnot.
That's 100% true, and you know where a lot of that starts at is in your home life.
Right, nature or nurture, yeah.
Yeah, in the nurture, in the home life. If you've got a bad home life and live in a good neighborhood, you can turn out to be the worst person there is, or you can live in a bad neighborhood and have a good home life and be the best person there is.
Right. I personally don't believe you should be separating or pitting the two against each other. Instead, you should be finding, instead of saying nurture versus nature, it should be nurture in addition to nature is what changes people.
That's exactly
because it's not just one thing.
That's 100% right. I mean, I think what a lot of people don't realize is when, and it could go be said for a lot of things that's going on in the world these days. It's a group effort.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Exactly.
You know, they always, come with that saying that it takes a village to raise a child.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, like 4.
Well, yeah, you got a village going on in your house, but that's
I got a village of
beside the
my own. I
point.
need a
But it's true. It takes a village to raise a child, and it's not
yeah,
just at a young age. It's in life
yeah,
in general.
Right.
You think about it. You be in the right place, the right family, wrong people. Like you
Mm.
hang out with the wrong people, you could turn out to be the wrong type of person, and so on and so forth. If it's a group effort, everybody's on the
Right.
same page. You don't have as much as those issues. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's always going to be a few bad apples in the batch, but
Travis, I gotta say, I'm at 1%, so I
all
Hey,
right.
do
Well,
apologize if I do.
before we leave off, I just wanted to say that bring everyone to attention that starting Monday, it's National Diarrhea Awareness, and it runs through Friday.
I hate you. But we are gonna go ahead and end it right here, anyways. And I know I feel like I got like the perfect quote for this podcast. It's if your path demands you to walk through hell, walk through it as if you own the place.
Yes,
Mm.
very much so.
So
And
we're
that
gonna
was
go
where the
ahead.
intention.
Exactly. So we're gonna go ahead and end it here. We're gonna start with you, Beaker.
Well, it was good being back. I missed it so much, and you know, I'll catch y'all next time. I'm definitely gonna have to be back.
Definitely. Pineapple.
I'm always here. I will be. I love you guys. So, see you next time.
Switch.
Us the lasagna, and remember, don't ever get any on you.
All right, guys. We love y'all. We hope y'all enjoyed everything. See y'all back here again next week.